building a connected community of entrepreneurs. This is Business Rockstars.
Jacob Cass, who's from Logo of the Day, says, hey, it's not about how many years of experience you have. It's about the quality of years of experience. Ken Rakowski, Business Rockstars. We are here connecting you to everything that's entrepreneur. What does that mean? It also means you understanding ideas and theories and trends and where things are going. And we're really, really honored to have some of the brightest minds on the planet join us here in the studio. And like today, we have one of the sharpest people when it comes to things like big data. Lloyd Marino is joining us. And Lloyd, you're writing the book on big data, aren't you?
I am, absolutely.
Is it really called Big Data?
It's called How the Team That Flooded Big Data. It's a working title at the moment.
I have a book called Big Data that a mutual friend, Bernardo, gave me.
Yes.
And this book is this big and this thick, and it's massive.
No.
Is Big Data even bigger than that book?
Big data is huge. And I have this pet peeve because people say, I'm doing big data. Our company's doing big. You don't have big data. You have a lot of data. You don't have big data. Big data is massive.
It's so big, no one knows what to do with it at times. I know HP says they can't process 90% of their big data.
That's probably correct. Yeah.
That's massive.
It's huge.
So which one would you want if you're a politician right now? Would you want big data, or would you want big donations?
Maybe big data.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what I'm hearing from the smart politicians. And they're saying that data is going to allow them to find smart money.
I agree with that. So big data, in my opinion, there's 5 W's of big data, right?
5 W's, right?
5 W's. So the big data piece of the W's is why.
Why? Do you have the data, or why?
Why do people, your customers, do the things they do? Why are they buying your products?
Okay.
Why do your listeners listen to you?
Because you're on the show.
Oh, okay.
It's all the guests, not me.
But those are assumptions, right?
Right.
So in business, you probably know what they buy.
Of course.
You know where they buy it.
Right, you got that.
You know when.
Well, you got that, right? Time.
Right. And I'm missing a W.
Why?
Well, why's the...
That's the important one.
Yeah. Well, why?
So Amazon, I guess, has figured a way to really analyze that data and start understanding what to do to get people to have an incentive to buy more.
They do a lot of predictive analytics.
Yes.
So it's all based on
Big data.
not the whys, but the former, right?
The former what?
W's.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but they figured it out,
Yeah,
right?
so, you buy a widget. Well, 40 other people bought this widget, and when they bought this one, they bought these 3 other things. And so that's just collective information.
Yeah, but I can use that data that's been produced by other third parties to apply to my site to do better predictive analysis, like heat mapping and where things are, as opposed to me starting from scratch, right?
Sure. Yeah.
So there's third parties out there that say, hey, we got all this data. You could apply it to what you're doing to understand things a little better.
Yeah, I'm starting to call that smart data or thick data.
Smart data,
Right.
thick data. Okay.
Yeah, so these are data sets already given to you. And I think in the next couple of years, what you're going to see is thick data sets about you. So here's the model of Ken Rakowski.
Doesn't that already exist through a bunch of parties?
To some extent. So the big one, of course, is Facebook, right?
Right.
They know the why.
They have 1,500 attribute points on every individual.
On every individual.
1,500.
Yep.
It's mind-blowing.
And it keeps growing.
It does.
Yeah.
As they offer more features.
Exactly.
So that data then generally is internalized for that entity. So Facebook has it. If you want to do advertising, they give you some attributes of it, but they're the ones that are really collecting it. Where can that data get dangerous?
There's a lot of places it can get dangerous.
Well,
let's be practical, right? When you publish things on the internet, you don't want people to know, or you have bad behavior on the internet. What's going to happen? How many people do you know, or have you seen in the news, have gotten in trouble for posting something?
A lot of people, generally under 25 years old, have a tendency to use Facebook as if it's a picture that's going to go away. I think Snapchat's a better example, right?
Yeah.
I don't think anyone can be run for president if we look at their Facebook before they were 25.
Right.
But do you think that is probably the only thing is bad behavior? Isn't there more predictive analysis to, like, for example, I play a game like Clash of Clans. I'm just using it. If it could predict what's going to give me a higher incentive to buy and make me more addictive to that game, that's using big data in a negative way.
And that's internalized.
That is internalized.
So that's a closed loop, right? So they actually have you captured, so to speak.
Right.
But if you're a retailer and you're looking at Ken Rakowski, I want to know the whys about you. Why do you show this behavior that you do. What is your buying behavior?
Is that easy to understand? Is that why
That's
something?
all. It's all called unstructured data. So the structured data is really easy. It's queries. It's relational information, stuff like Ken Rakowski, where do you live, what state you, how many,
But
so on and
those,
so forth.
but those are consistent factors. The unstructured ones are analysis of the data to do some type of predictive analysis of the individual.
Potentially, yeah.
Who's doing this? Who's
it's
leading
huge.
the way? Anyone that you can mention besides Facebook that seems to be the big companies that are doing this?
There's a company in Canada called Catalyst,
Okay.
and they're doing huge data sets. And they're really looking at unstructured data and scraping the internet for unstructured data, just about all kinds of things, not necessarily about people, but about modeling the world, for example, weather patterns. And they're figuring out the why of everything that's kind of going on our globe. And it's phenomenal what these guys are doing.
Are
Just
we at the
phenomenal.
cutting edge of this? Are we at the very beginning, or do you think if we look at it, 1 to 100, are we at 1, 2, 3, or 4? Are we still, or are we at 50? Where are we?
I think we're at the very beginning of quantum computing. I mean, we talk about this all the time.
Really at the beginning, right?
Yeah,
That changes everything.
Yeah, exactly.
So people, do they hire you for stuff?
They hire me to do
Big companies, right?
They hire me to do the impossible, or
What's that
what they
mean?
think the impossible is.
Well,
right?
Give me an example.
So-
That's too nebulous.
I told you last time I was on the show. They call me the tech whisperer, the guy that can go in and really just do something no one else within their organization.
You got 200 to 300 people. You got a platform out there, and it's not performing like your competitors. You want it to outperform. You call in Lloyd.
That's exactly right.
How do people find you?
LloydMarino.com.
That's it. I think we have your listing on our website too. Lloyd, thanks a lot for hanging out.
Thanks, Ken.
Did you like that artist? Cool guy, right?
He was awesome.
Mr. Harper.
Yeah, deep guy.
Oh, deep guy.
Yeah, deep guy.
Deep data. Oh, I don't know. That's a new Star Trek character. So you want to find out more about everything we're talking about, just go to businessrockstars.com. We, of course, without a doubt, are going to connect you to Everything Entrepreneur. Check out our podcast over play.it. Ben, thanks a lot for making us sound good. Rolo, I think we look great. I'm trusting you on that. And Brittany and Bridget just bringing in great guests and making our website look great. That's our team. Anything you need to know from starting to growing to funding your business, it's over at businessrockstars.com. I'm Ken Rakowski. See you tomorrow. Bye.
This program is designed to provide accurate and authoritative information with regard to the subject matter covered. This information is given with the understanding that neither the host nor the station is engaged in rendering legal, accounting, business, or other professional advice. Since the details of your situation are unique, you should additionally seek the advice and services of a competent professional.